Hey, good morning, church. A quick thought from today's one-year Bible reading. Here I am on the Indian River today. Don't worry, I'll be back in time for church. There's my kayak. There's Carson, my grandson. And I want to do a quick thought from the New Testament portion, which is Matthew chapter 8. And you know how you take a picture sometimes of an object, and you may be unfamiliar with that object, and if there's not a point of comparison in the picture frame, you don't know how big it is. If you stick a hand in there, you can tell just what the size is. Well, likewise, with the power of Jesus, the disciples knew he was powerful, but not quite how powerful. They had no points of comparison up until this time. But we have two in Matthew chapter 8. And the first one was they're crossing the Sea of Galilee, and a storm whips up. So it wasn't nice and calm like it is today on the Indian River. I mean, there was huge waves and wind, and the boat's taking on water, and they're afraid they're going to drown. Jesus is asleep in the boat. So they wake him up. Jesus, don't you even care that we're about to drown? And then you know that he calms the sea and he calms the wind. And that's their first point of comparison. They said, whoa, what kind of man is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him. The elements are subject to him. Of course, he created them. Once they land, they're confronted by the two demon-possessed men, these two demoniacs. They have supernatural power because of the demons within them. They have terrorized the countryside. But, of course, they fall down before Jesus. They confess that he's the Son of God, and they beg him that once he casts them out, to send them over into the herd of pigs nearby, which he does. And then the pigs run over the cliff and they drown in the water. Of course, this is the origin of deviled ham. But here we see even the supernatural power of the demons are subject to Jesus. Again, a point of comparison. That Jesus is sovereign over the demons. And part of the lesson here is for us to remember that when we go through storms. If we go back to the scene on the boat, Jesus said, why don't you have any faith? Why are you so afraid? I'm with you in the boat. So when we go through our storms in life, and a lot of times life just seems like one storm after another. We may be in between storms, but we know there's another one coming. When Jesus is in the boat, we don't have to be afraid. Whether Jesus calms the storm outside of us or gives us the peace within us, whether we get to the other side or even if the boat sinks to the bottom, even that in that scenario, Jesus is just going to take us to heaven. So it's a win, win, win. Jesus is in us. We are in Jesus. He's got all the power. Jesus is in the boat. Be calm. Be at peace. That's what I'm going to try to do today. Perhaps you will as well. And when you come into church today, the password is Seaworthy. My Seaworthy friends, God loves you. So do I.